In August 2019, we went to Southern Africa. We made 3 major stops at Victoria Falls, Cape Town, and Kruger National Park. Along the way, we did some crazy things, saw some incredible natural beauty, and found the big 5 safari animals in the wild.
Big 5.
Here's a look back at all the fun we had. Our story begins with 2 flights totaling 17 hours of airtime to take us from Toronto to Victoria Falls. We were thrilled to finally have our trip underway, and our first glimpses of Africa did not disappoint. We treated ourselves to a welcome dinner at the Boma. At check-in, we received some assistance with our attire and face painting. Chad especially was looking forward to trying the local cuisine.
Crocodile tail, Zealand chicken, buffalo, kudu.
Of course, some dishes were better than others.
After they take a picture. Well, they actually did it.
After dinner, there was traditional dancing, and everyone was invited to join in the drumming. As a former bongo drummer, Chad was in his element and made us all proud. Not surprisingly, the main attraction at Victoria Falls is Victoria Falls. So the next morning we went to Victoria Falls National Park to take a closer look.
I'm getting mist. I'm getting some mist.
Where's the falls? Where's the falls? Go from one end of the falls all the way. Dr. Livingston, I presume.
These falls are not the highest in the world, and they're not the widest, but they are the largest, meaning the biggest combination of the two. There are 16 viewpoints along the face of the falls inside the park. We were particularly interested to see the view to Livingston Island and Devil's Pool, where we would be going for a swim later in the day. We spent some time trying to understand the witchcraft of Devil's Pool, but to be honest, we still don't really get it. It was time to see the falls from another angle, so we headed to the bridge that marks the international border between Zimbabwe and Zambia.
We're in Zambia right now, Victoria Falls. No, we're in So, take 2. But right now we're in Zimbabwe.
All told, we had our passports stamped 10 times for entry or exit at border crossings during our brief stay in town. It did get a bit confusing. Victoria Falls is known as Southern Africa's adventure capital. There's bungee jumping and a gorge swing and all sorts of activities for adrenaline junkies. We decided that we had to partake in one of these activities and chose to swim in Devil's Pool. And so it was that we found ourselves on a jet boat heading directly toward the precipice of the falls. Good news is we didn't go over the falls. Whoa. Well, what do you think? Ready to go for a swim? Now, keep in mind, this guy is just a few feet away from a drop that is twice the height of Niagara Falls.
Okay, slow down, madam.
Go to him, go to him.
Craziest thing the Cook family's done so far?
Oh my god!
Every time.
We took a day trip to the nearby Chobe National Park in Botswana for a river safari.
Botswana boat cruise. If I'm being honest, I don't really want to see a crocodile.
You don't want to see a crocodile?
Like, hippos and elephants are definitely probably more dangerous than those. But I would go like right next to one of those. I would touch what? Crocodiles.
I think a crocodile is the one thing that your dad does want to see.
That's the one thing I don't want to see.
We did wind up seeing crocodiles, a lot of crocodiles in fact, and Cape buffalo and hippos and lots of other animals that flock to the water's edge. The big draw in Chobe though is the elephants. They stayed hidden all morning with our guide telling us that they usually come down to the river to drink around 11:30 a.m. At 11:25 he pulled the boat ashore, as did the other boat operators, and at 11:27 we retreated to this site. Later in the day we went on a game drive. Our first land-based elephant sighting was from a distance, but we thought it was awesome. The next one was closer, and then closer still, and pretty soon up-close elephant encounters became no big deal.
Oh, look at this guy.
He's tiny.
Oh, look at that guy.
Beautiful LA.
He didn't like the smell of us, eh?
We spent our last night in Victoria Falls doing some shopping at a local market. Having been in Africa for a few days now, we were starting to know what to expect from the local salesmen. There are some standard sales pitches. Time of day pricing is popular.
Sunset price.
And volume discounts are popular too. There was a guy who hung around outside our hotel and kept trying to sell us 2 bowls for $10. The offer rose to 3 bowls for $10 when we didn't bite. The most dedicated salesmen are the ones who try to befriend you before the pitch begins.
We're just traveling as a family.
Yes.
As a family of 4.
Yep.
Hi, my sister. How are you? Enjoying Zimbabwe?
Yes.
That's great.
Took a long time for him to get to his sale pitch. Well, because he eventually broke out his necklaces and started telling me the story. I said, no buying today, and that was the end of that conversation.
Yeah.
That happened to
And then
all
was
3
talking
of you.
with me the whole way there, and then he took out his, when he said no to his bracelets, he just turned right around.
Yeah, so no, that's what you got to, I guess you got to get to that earlier. No buying, and then they turn around.
Yeah.
Our last dinner in Zimbabwe was at the Three Monkeys. A couple of menu items caught our eye, namely the tropical pizza with banana and bacon and the crocodile bites.
So this crocodile, it bites. That's why it doesn't have some teeth here. It is very mischievous.
Okay.
Please.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Very good. Croc bites. That's actually awesome.
Even Mallory got in on the action.
Scared. It's not bad, but it's not my favorite thing.
It's a hard time for the people of Zimbabwe. There are shortages of cash at the ATMs and fuel at the gas stations, leading to huge lineups of vehicles like this one, hoping for a fuel delivery. The local currency has devalued rapidly, resulting in bills like these that have almost no value. But we loved our time in Zimbabwe, and we were sad to leave. Nevertheless, we traded in our $50 billion notes for rands, or randellas as they are affectionately known, since they feature Nelson Mandela's face, and we flew down to the mother city, Cape Town. Cape Town arrival, settling in at the Radisson Red. Look at our room. Table Mountain! I'm excited. You can see the whole, like this is like the most unbelievable hotel room view I think we've ever had.
We're in Cape Town. We're at Table Mountain. We just arrived at Table Mountain, Cape Town. We're in Cape Town. We just arrived. Table Mountain is to our backs.
Thank you, Liam, for correcting us on that technicality.
When we planned the trip, we were originally going to go hike up Lion's Head, which was going to be a pretty strenuous hike. Mal was looking forward to it, but That was because the cable car was going to be under maintenance for a month or so.
Lucky for us, the Table Mountain Cableway reopened a week ahead of schedule, making our visit possible.
Some of the handrails which you might be holding on to, as the floor which you are now standing on will be rotating. Thank you, and have you joined me?
We made it. That was easier than hiking up mountain. It's cool. I'm very glad that it opened up for us. I'm glad we're doing this. Oh, look at here, so you get an idea of it.
And then there's these 3 walks that we can do. This is the Dassie walk, where we can hopefully find some dassies.
We mailed home postcards from the top of the mountain, where they would be cancelled with a unique stamp. Then we came back down the mountain to a noticeably longer line waiting for the cableway, and then headed over to the Victoria and Alfred food market for lunch. Home to a wide variety of street food vendors, it was a great choice that let us sample several different local and international items. We took our food back to the hotel to eat while watching some local sports.
Watching some Springboks rugby with Table Mountain right there in the background. Can't get better than this here, South Africa. Oh, there's his boy! 2 minutes for pulling his pants down.
We wanted to learn more about apartheid and the social evolution of Cape Town. We started out at the Mandela Gateway to Robben Island Museum. This is the launch point for trips out to Robben Island to see where Nelson Mandela was imprisoned. Then we visited Langa Township, where we were shown around by Zuzi, a lifelong resident. Zuzi speaks one of the African click languages, and she tried to teach us how, but it's harder than she made it look.
I come from the Xhosa tribe.
Okay.
I speak Xhosa. So remember, the Xhosa tribe is one of our big Xhosa tribe. So we have the click. Okay, so the thing would be letter X for maybe Poliswa or Konani. Then there's Q, which is the that is the C. So just behind the key. Perfect!
You're learning.
Yeah.
The townships are racially segregated areas that are generally underdeveloped, and yet nearly everyone we met on the tour had a smile on their face. Hello. While we enjoyed our visit to Langa Township, we did not sample the local delicacy that was offered, sheep's head.
Thank you very much.
We said goodbye to Zuzi and left Langa Township humbled by the positivity and kindness of its residents. The next morning dawned with another bluebird sky, and so before leaving Cape Town, we took advantage of the beautiful day by heading to the beach at Camps Bay.
The place was chock-a-block with cars.
We were on our way to the Cape Peninsula. It's a beautiful scenic drive that follows the coast from Cape Town. Our next stop was in Hope Bay.
Hello. Maybe we don't have to go to Seal Island now. We got some seals right here. Are these seals or sea lions?
The best view of the bay comes a little further along at Chapman's Peak. There's a multi-level lookout here that gives some great ocean views.
Oh, I see a seal. Or a dolphin or something.
Looks like a shark.
It does look like a shark.
Where? Right down there. It is a shark.
No, it's a dolphin.
What?
Or a seal, or a dolphin, or a shark.
Toward the end of the peninsula, settlements become sparse and there's very little traffic. It truly does have an ends of the earth feel to it. But then you get to the actual park along with all the other tourists and realize you're not alone. We'd been prepared for the worst weather of the whole trip at the Cape of Good Hope. After all, it is also known as the Cape of Storms. But we couldn't get over what a beautiful day it was, with views for miles. This is winter at the Cape.
Cape Point, up there. Cape of Good Hope. Straight, what? Straight southwest. Straight southwest.
No celebrating, we're not there yet.
Where do you have to go from here?
Down.
Well, you didn't miss the point of coming up.
I don't know. Unfortunately, there is a tour bus and a line at the sign where we want to go. So Mal, next stop?
Boulders Beach.
No.
What?
Next stop in that direction. Next stop.
Antarctica.
Oh, Antarctica.
Can you see a couple of little penguins and icebergs way out there?
Speaking of penguins, there's some backstory in order. As a little girl, Mallory was completely obsessed with penguins.
Little tools. It's a penguin. It's not big any old penguin. It's a mere apple penguin.
Over the years, we've visited zoos and aquariums, but we've always hoped to someday take her to see penguins in the wild. Today, at Boulders Beach, was that day.
There's only one, but it's like right here.
Penguin?
Yeah. And there was just a dassie. You missed it right away.
Really?
Yeah, I took a picture of it.
We stayed at the Boulders Beach Lodge, just outside of Simonstown and right across the road from the park entrance. Our first penguin sightings had us pretty excited. Little did we know that they would only get better. As the day trippers left and the sun started going down, the penguins came out of the water and up into the vegetation to nest. Soon, they were everywhere. We were pretty excited to see what the next day would bring.
I knew there was penguins, I never
The next morning, we made sure that we were at the entrance gate to Boulders Beach right at 8 a.m. when the park opened, and we couldn't believe our luck that we were the only ones there. Well, us and a whole bunch of penguins. In addition to the penguins, Boulders Beach is also full of dassies. Believe it or not, despite their size difference, these cute little guys are the closest living relative to the African elephant.
You don't even look like an elephant.
While planning our trip, we had hoped to work a shark cage diving excursion into our Simonstown itinerary. But in recent months, a pod of orcas has chased all of the great whites out of False Bay.
Should have been in here, right?
There's the cage.
Should it be in there? There's the sharks jumping that we wanted to see.
Now we'll be screaming their head off.
Instead, we booked a trip out to Seal Island to see the local wildlife. But while the locals kept telling us what wonderful weather we were getting during our stay on the Cape, our luck with the weather ran out while we were in Simonstown. On the day of our boat trip, the winds were high and the offshore swell was too great, and all of the excursions for the day were cancelled.
At least that's 100% official. Everything's cancelled. Doesn't seem like much. I don't think the really windy stuff's coming in for a few hours. I think we got time still now.
I think if you were on a boat today, you would all be keeping aggressive, especially if it's not great.
Instead, we decided to experience Simonstown through its culinary scene and tried the local seafood. At least some of us did.
This is a chip buddy, which is a bun, and then some butter, and then some chips, all on a sandwich. Oh my god, I can't believe this is real. This looks like something I would make up at home, and it would be gross. That's pretty good.
Are they onto something here? How's it going so far? Hope it gets a little faster than this. But I am officially driving on the wrong side of the road and we are heading towards Kruger!
Okay, watch out,
Watch out for cars though.
Stop, come on.
Because they're on the wrong side of the road too. Woo! We're doing it!
And then
This is easy! Nothing's happened yet.
Okay, so
I got this. Gone like 300 meters.
It was a big deal that nothing had happened yet. There are some scary signs on the side of the road heading out from the Johannesburg airport.
I'll get off the road.
The Panorama Route runs between Johannesburg and Kruger, and it was worthy of several stops. First at God's Window, perhaps the most underwhelming sight we saw along the way.
God's Window.
Then at Burke's Luck Potholes.
Thanks, Mal.
And finally at the Three Rondevelles, which we thought was the most stunning view into the Blyde River Canyon. The local school kids were cute too.
Hello.
But all of that paled in comparison to actually making it to Kruger National Park. We were in the queue before the gate opened at 6 a.m. and took our cue from the locals. They were all abandoning their cars and heading to the gate on foot, so we followed suit. Turns out they were heading to the permitting office to complete their paperwork, so we did the same. There was just one minor snafu when we went back to the car.
Wrong side?
Steering wheel's over there, Dad.
Thank you.
Eventually, we were on our way, through the gate and officially on safari inside the park.
There's giraffe.
Oh.
2 giraffes.
Is that what these guys are looking at up here?
Giraffes there.
It's 7 o'clock. We're just inside the Kruger gate. We were shut out last night at Hippo Hollow. There were no hippos to be seen. Oh, who's over here? There's something over here. There's giraffes on that side. There's something here.
A buck, a water buck.
A water buck, bush buck, water buck. So anyway.
There's your giraffes, buddy.
So far, today is already off to a better start than yesterday. So that's promising.
Self-driving safari.
Chad is our tour guide.
Another buck right there.
Chad's the tour guide.
Hey, I'm also the driver.
We had one scary encounter this morning where we were on the wrong side of the road with the car coming straight at us. But other than that, we've been doing pretty well with the driving on the left.
This guy. 20 feet from the road here.
That's what the cook family needs for a good sighting is an elephant. That's the biggest mammal in the world, and he has to be very close to the road. Then we get the sighting. Then when we're within like 5 feet of it, Mallory screams, "Elephant!"
We saw several anti-poaching patrols, particularly close to the park perimeter. Rhinoceros poaching is a serious problem at the park, and despite the precautions, there's another rhino poach from Kruger every day.
You make sure there's no poachers?
Yeah, we'll make sure because every afternoon we just clean the road to make sure that if we see the spot crossing this road going inside, we put the dog and follow the spot.
As a result, the park sightings boards do not report on rhino sightings, and you're not even supposed to mention where and when you saw one in casual conversation. Our best find on our self-drive safari was this leopard that we found in a tree by the side of the road.
Mom wins.
Mom
the
wins
prize.
the internet today.
Jackpot! Hey,
That is the ultimate finbird.
leopard, look at us.
Oh my.
Mom, how did you spot him?
He's sitting right there.
He's freaking...
I've been looking in every tree we pass looking for a cat.
Zoom in.
Whoa, this is so
Lean over, just switch over if you want to get a picture of that. Take your seatbelt off. That. Give some kids, give some...
Oh, he's just scratching.
He looks just like you.
I thought he was gonna leave.
I want to leave, honestly, and fall down.
Oh.
And now it's harder to get.
Yeah, who's there? You can see.
I would see him. I can spot a leopard a mile away.
Look at this deserted road. Haven't seen anyone in forever. Nobody else knows this guy's here.
As much fun as our self-drive safari was, we were eager to get to our lodge and turn the game drive responsibilities over to a professional ranger. Our first stop was at Hoyo Hoyo Safari Lodge. Hoyo Hoyo means welcome in Songa, and it was a welcoming place indeed, with its rondavel architecture, open-air common areas, and resident wildlife, including elephants and baboons. Our ranger at Hoyo Hoyo was Victor, and we were excited to head out with him on our first drive. Unfortunately, though, it was a bit of a dud. We saw lots of animals, just nothing we hadn't already seen before, and no big cats, which is what we were really hoping for. He did make a mean gin and tonic during our sundowner, which somewhat made up for it.
How's your safari going?
My safari's going well, mostly because I've got the eagle eye and I spotted a leopard this morning.
No, I mean this safari.
Oh, the safari. A little bit disappointing, no cats, but it's always tomorrow.
Game drives continue on after dark with assistance from a searchlight. We came across a vehicle from a nearby lodge and stopped to compare notes. It sounded like they were down on their luck too.
Good evening. How are you? Good. How are you? I don't know.
You don't know? See nothing.
No. We saw more animals, living animals. Yeah.
What?
Impala. Elephant.
We went out on our next game drive before the sun came up in the morning. Things got off to a good start almost immediately when we saw a honey badger. He was too quick for me to get a photo.
Oh, the honey badgers are just crazy.
We saw the honey badger en route to a sighting that came in over the radio as soon as we got into the truck. A pride of lions had killed a Cape buffalo overnight. We went to the scene of the crime to check it out. Little did we know that we were about to witness a turf war. The buffalo kill had taken place close to a watering hole that the elephants controlled, and they did not like the lions invading their territory. Finally, the elephants stampeded, and that was enough to chase the lions away, at least for a little bit. Eventually, we pulled ourselves away from the drama and returned to the lodge for breakfast.
Hey, Cook family. How's breakfast? Don't you remember that?
Then it was time to leave Hoyo Hoyo, but never fear, we had saved the best for last.
I'll show you where to sit. Okay. Welcome to my paradise.
Hamilton's tented camp is a beautiful property, full of teak and white linens, antique furniture, and safari artifacts. It's located on a seasonal riverbed, and there's a steady stream of wildlife coming by to drink. You don't even need to leave camp for some amazing game viewing. The best views to be had are from the outdoor showers that face the river.
Oh my god, look at all the elephants coming.
Yeah, I see.
Oh,
I see.
Oh, there's so much water back there. This is crazy.
The camp is very Moorish in every way, but that's probably more evident in the food service than anything else. They feed you 7 times per day on a very strict schedule.
This is the schedule. Safari, food, rest, repeat. See.
And the food itself is amazing.
Poached pear salad or curried butternut and orange soup.
Worthy of the manner in which it's presented.
This is for 7 people who are just all of which finished lunch less than an hour ago.
And you guys
don't want to go to waste. It's bush medicine.
Did you say that that's the one?
Great migration together.
Our ranger at Hamilton's was Daryl, and he was amazing. Funny and knowledgeable and so enthusiastic about his work. We had some great adventures together. For starters, in one night, he found us multiple lesser-known African cats.
You guys. Janet, Ingwe, and Servant. Hello, buddy.
Then he took us on a somewhat terrifying high-speed ride in the dark to see one of the more well-known African cats, who was busy stalking some prey.
The elusive rosetted cat. Hey. Try and sit still there, guys.
Don't move too much, don't lean out the vehicle.
Hey. Okay, guys, you said you guys wanted to see a male lion, eh?
Yeah, if there is one nearby.
One I saw last night has popped out.
We're going to see a male lion.
See, if he's about to call, he'll blow all the air out of his mouth. You see, hold tummy, go in, and then he'll call. There we That was most definitely worth the wait. We had him calling with his girl.
Alas, there was one cat that proved too elusive for us, but we gotta hand it to Daryl. He really did try to get us a sighting.
There's not a cheetah lying on the ground right beside it.
It's just soil.
Serious?
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, but it really could have been a cheetah, eh?
Are you kidding me?
Yeah,
looks
no,
like for
it's-
sure. It's not moving at all, but it looks like the colors, it looks like the shape.
I'll let you know if I see it again.
Please do.
I need good eyes like that on my car. How do I employ you? I'll even put a seat there for you as my tracker.
Daryl has a way with all different kinds of animals. He has a particularly close relationship with an elephant he calls Fred, who likes to hang out at Hamilton's tented camp.
Don't you leave that in the road. Don't you leave that in the... Hey! What are you doing? You little bugger. Why are you so naughty? Are you trying to be funny? Why are you so naughty?
At least Fred put on a good show for us, eh?
Yes, far.
Before we knew it, it was our last night in Africa.
There's no danger coming through the river over here. I think this is a good place to have a drink. Thank you, stations. Nuts, some dried mango, and spare ribs. Whoa, spare ribs. Yeah. Welcome to Hamilton's.
Cheers.
Achievement. Oh, that's sundowner.
We went to see the Hamilton's Pride one last time before going home. It was dusk, which lent a whole new ambiance to the experience.
Guys, I'm gonna leave my car started for a little bit. I don't know if you heard, she struggled to start now. You smell that?
Yeah.
You know, Daryl thinks he just drove through some lion feces. Yeah, it's gonna take me about a week to get that thing. I'm being serious.
Lines are all coming towards us.
Oh, they got red eyes.
Six of them.
Oh, look at all that, right?
6 of them walking right towards us.
Oh, they're red eyes.
Oh, look at these lions. They're very alert. I think there might be hyenas over there. Come on, girlie. Loons are not too happy. Wow. Hello.
Oh my goodness.
And just like that, our 2 weeks in Africa came to an end.
Is this real life? Is this what I came for? Did I leave behind? What should I stay for?
We saw and did some amazing things on our trip, but the best part of our adventures is who I get to share them with. Chad does an amazing job planning and executing on all of the logistics. Liam and Mallory are such a joy to travel with. They're open-minded and curious, and we are so fortunate that they shared the travel bug with us. Here's to many more Cook family adventures together.